In the first day of the Detroit Lions mandatory minicamp, it was quite plainly obvious who won the battle, as the Detroit Lions defense wound up nearly completely dominating the Lions offense. We're going to talk about it in this episode, folks, so stay tuned.
What are we? What makes us what we are and what we're going to be? It's grit. It's what we started with last year, guys. It doesn't matter if you have one ass cheek and three toes. I will beat your ass.
Can definitely compete with the big dogs.
10-5 end zone touchdown Detroit Lions.
You guys are unbelievable, man. I'm telling you.
We are driven by Detroit.
Hello, Lions fans, and welcome on back to yet another episode of MCM Motor City Mania. I'm your host, David T. Pike, and as always, we're diving on back in again. So, for today's episode, we are going to be talking about observations that are coming out of the minicamp, the first day of minicamp practice for the Detroit Lions that comes directly from Tim Twentyman. He just released his report about an hour or so ago, so we're going to be taking a look at those observations, and the main observation we're going to be talking about in this episode is how the Detroit Lions defense, particularly the passing defense, since they don't have they don't have pads, they don't have the ability to go full live, they can only do 7-on-7 and 11-on-11 stuff. The Lions pass defense practically dominated the entirety of the day against the Detroit Lions offense. I read this practice report from Tim Twentyman, and it was dude, the Lions defense, the pass defense, it really showed up. It really brought the actual boom, if you will, as far as being able to stop the Lions offenses. Whether it was the first team, second team, third team, whatever the case was, the Lions pass defense showed up, and it showed out in a humongous way. Now, why do I say that? Well, let's first and foremost take a look at the observations. I have it obviously pulled up here on my phone, but the thing that instantaneously comes out to me is that if you take a look in the observation report that Tim Twentyman puts out, he charts the quarterbacks, and he specifically says that Goff was 3 for 8 today with 2 touchdown passes, but that he went 0 for 4 in the last first-team offensive rep, and he threw an interception to Jack Campbell that he was baited into. And Jack Campbell apparently had a really, really good day as far as pass coverage is concerned, which that is a huge step in the right direction for Jack Campbell, because last year, Jack Campbell showed that he was able to play very, very well as a as a run tackling linebacker, as a downhill tackling linebacker. But one of the things he struggled particularly last year was in pass coverage. So the fact that Jack Campbell is out there in practice and he's baiting Jared Goff into these interceptions is very, very good news. Now, I know some people might be saying, well, David, what about Jared Goff? Okay, this is where you guys are going to have to understand something here. The offense is learning from the defense, and the defense is learning from the offense. They're getting better. So whether or not Jared Goff throws interceptions in practice, I don't care. I don't care if Hendon Hooker throws interceptions in practice. I don't care if anybody throws interceptions in practice. You want to know why? I would much rather have them throw interceptions in practice and learn from that rather than doing it in the game. But the whole point of the matter is this. Whether it was Goff, whether it was Hendon Hooker, the quarterbacks were honestly having a hard time against the Lions' pass defense. Because again, moving off of Jared Goff, we go now to Hendon Hooker. Hendon Hooker did a little bit better. He was 4 for 8 with touchdown passes to a couple of different guys. He threw one to Raymond, to Sione Vaki, also to Maurice Alexander, and to Donovan Peoples-Jones. The point of the matter is that, again, what we saw is that Hendon Hooker, just like Jared Goff, was, again, having problems. And actually, if you think about it, according to this, what we found out is that one interception was dropped by Malcolm Rodriguez, and according to Tim Twentyman, what he noticed about Hendon Hooker is that Hendon Hooker was holding on to the ball too long, that he had a tendency to hold on to it. This is something that we typically see out of guys that have not yet kind of gotten accustomed. They haven't quite gotten up to speed to playing the quarterback position at the NFL level. It's going to take time. You have to know when that clock goes off in your head. Hey, I got to get rid of the ball. I got to do something with it. Don't hold on to the ball. Because typically the longer you hold on to a ball, the bad things are going to happen. So Hendon Hooker did a little bit better than Jared Goff, but not by much. Then we get to Nate Sudfeld. Nate Sudfeld actually did the best out of all three of the quarterbacks. According to Tim Twentyman, he went 5 for 8 in the drills with 2 touchdown passes to Caden Davis and 1 to wide receiver Isaiah Williams. So obviously these are guys that are considered bottom of the run guys. They're not obviously going to get a whole lot of reps. But when Nate Sudfeld was out there, he actually did rather well. And again, this comes from Tim Twentyman. So again, I'm putting this out there because I talked about how, hey, there's going to be a competition between Hendon Hooker and Nate Sudfeld going into this year. And some people wanted to really, roast me over the coals for this. But Tim Twentyman even said it. He says, don't be surprised if the battle for the backup quarterback job in training camp is tighter than people think between Hooker and Sudfeld. Those are his words, not mine. I talked about this a couple of months ago, and I absolutely got roasted over the coals because everyone thought I was just being a Hendon Hooker hater. I'm telling you, there's a reason why the Lions held on to Sudfeld. They realize he's experienced in the offense. They realize he has more experience in the NFL, so he's a lot better off in terms of where he should be as a backup quarterback in relation to Hendon Hooker. But Hendon Hooker is definitely more talented. He just needs more experience running offenses, running the practice squad, whatever the case might be. But the point of the matter is if you take a look at the overall impression that Tim Twentyman's putting into his report, it's that the Lions defense came out to play. They were getting plenty of interceptions off the quarterbacks. They were making it very difficult for quarterbacks to try and get passes into the 7-on-7, 11-on-11 drills, which, here's the thing, that is good news. If this defense can actually get the passing, coordination good in a place where, hey, we can actually stop opposing offenses with our pass defense rather than them carving us up like a Thanksgiving turkey. I've said it before. I'll say it again. If we can just get the pass defense to just average, I'm not talking it has to be top 10. I'm not even saying it has to be top 12. If we can just get to freaking 14, 15, 16, maybe even 17, this defense overall has the ability to take us to a Super Bowl at that point. We have a top 3 rush defense. If we can get an average pass defense, we can play at a top level. But if you think about it, the practice report that Tim Twentyman put out today tells me that this pass defense has taken immense strides over this offseason because of all the investment of talent that Brad Holmes has put in. Whether it is drafting Terry and Arnold, whether it's drafting Enos Rakestraw, whether it is trading for Carlton Davis, whether it is all these other pieces that we've had now for a couple of years, whether it's Brandon Joseph getting his chances, whether it's the fact that, Brian Branch and Kirby Joseph weren't out there. They were dealing with injuries, but Ify Melifonwu and all these other guys that are out there, they're making the most of their chances. And these are sometimes guys that haven't even been in the league yet. Like I said, Arnold and Rakestraw, they're rookies. Or you got guys like Brandon Joseph, who's a UDFA, and Ify Melifonwu, who's been on the bench the last couple of years, biding his time, getting better and better. And these are guys that are going up against our first and second team offense, and they're giving them fits. They're making their lives difficult. Now, obviously, let's understand something here. This is practice. This is practice in pajamas. This is practice in shorts and t-shirts and whatever else. It's not full live. It's not full go. I'm not trying to give the impression that, oh my God, the defense is just absolutely spectacular. Pump the brakes on that. Time out. All I'm simply saying is this is very encouraging. This is very good news. This is exciting news. Rather than the offense just completely whooping the defense actually came out and actually said, no, we actually came to play. We actually came to practice. You're going to actually have to work hard to try and score on us. And that's not to say the offense didn't get their time to score. That's not to say the offense didn't have its moments of success. But for the defense getting interceptions, batting balls down, making life hard for Jared Goff and Hendon Hooker, I want to hear that. Why? Because it shows that the defense has taken a step up. It's gotten better. And that's even without some of the starters out on the field that we are expecting are going to be on the field for the regular season this year, a.k.a. Kirby Joseph, Brian Branch, whatever. But that means that the offense that is going against that defense is going to be better for come the regular season. Jared Goff is going to learn from those interceptions. He's going to learn from those looks. He's going to sit down with Ben Johnson, and he's going to use that information. He's going to use those experiences as things not to do or to learn from and do better next time. And the same thing is going to be the case for the wide receivers, whether it's Amon-Ra St. Brown, whether it's Donovan Peoples-Jones, whether it's Jamison Williams, whether it's Khalif Raymond. Who cares? The point of the matter is that for the offense and the defense, regardless of who wins the day, whether it's the offense or the defense, today was the defense, this is good news because, I keep saying, and it's the truth, it's iron sharpens iron. These guys are making each other better. And when you've got a top 5 offensive unit in Jared Goff in this offense, and it's going up against a defense that for the last couple of years has been lackluster at best in that category, and they're giving the offense fits, that's good news because it means the offense has to step its game up yet again, but the defense is showing that it's rising to the challenge. It's meeting the challenge of what the offense of the Lions has to have, and it's making them better, and by the same token, making the Lions defense better. It's good news, folks, and I'm absolutely grateful to hear it. I'm loving the fact that the Lions' pass defense seems to be making more and more positive strides every day. Whether it's Arnold, whether it's Rakestraw, whether it's Campbell, I don't care. Brandon Joseph, Ife Melifonwu, I love hearing this stuff because it's great news. But having said that, I'm going to end the episode, and I just want to say thank you all for watching yet another episode of MCM Motor City Mania. If you like what you saw, by all means, I highly encourage y'all to watch the next episode. Also encourage y'all, please, to make sure you do one of these three things: like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. If by chance you subscribed in the past, you forgot to do so at the time, or you just subscribed and not had a chance to do so, again, I highly encourage y'all to subscribe. It really helps out the channel. But I also highly implore you all, highly encourage y'all, please, make sure you hit that bell notification icon as well, so that way as soon as I push something out, you guys can come right back in. You guys never miss any more content that I push out. I also encourage y'all, please, please, please share the content with your Lions friends and family members. Share here on YouTube, share it on Twitter, share it on Facebook, share it anywhere and everywhere you possibly have access to. The more we can share it, the greater the channel grows and spreads, and the likelihood it has a much farther reach. I'm thankful for every share. I'm thankful for every subscription. And I just want to say to everybody, I hope you all enjoyed the content. I hope you all have something in your life that makes you happy, makes you smile. God bless. And until the next time we meet, I'll see you all in the next episode.